Today, the Clifton 7 is going to teach me how to fly. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Brendan, and on this channel, we talk all things running shoes, methadone training, just anything running, we're gonna talk about here on this channel. So if that's something you're into, I know you are, hit that subscribe button right down there, I'd really appreciate it. And while you're down there, make sure to hit that like button to destroy the YouTube algorithm. Let's get on to the Hoka Cliftons. Now, how I do these first run impressions is I do the same 3.1 mile loop. For those that don't know, that's 5 kilometers, because if I don't like the shoes or if I'm having fit issues, I can take them back to the store, return them, get my money back, or exchange them for a bigger size. So yes, for all my first impression runs, I take them for 5 kilometers. Now, I will do a follow-up video after I reach that 50-mile point, maybe 30 miles depending on how long I've put into the shoe, because I'm thinking like maybe it's more about the time spent in shoe rather than mileage, but who knows? If you disagree with that, just let me know in the comment section down below and I'll readjust my process here. Starting off with the body measurements of the Clifton 7, this is coming in at 9.7 ounces or 271 grams in my size 10.5 US men's. Pretty lightweight for all this foam. Like when you look at this, you think this is gonna be like a brick. However, that is not the case. This is a very lightweight trainer, something I really enjoy. You're getting 29 millimeters in the heel of stack height and 24 in the forefoot for a 5 millimeter drop. All Hoka shoes pretty much have a 5 mil drop, and that was partially one of the reasons why I avoided wearing Hokas for the longest time. I wasn't sure how I deal with that lower drop, but you know what? No problems at all for me transitioning from the Brooks lineup, which has like a 12 mil drop, down to a 5 mil drop here in the Hoka Clifton 7s. Those are the body measurements of this beautiful thing right here. Now let's move on to the thoughts on the upper. Now, what they're calling this is an engineered sandwich mesh. Now, I'm not quite sure how they get a sandwich out of this, but I guess they know more than I do. So yes, Hoka's calling this an engineered sandwich mesh, and I must say, it's extremely breathable. You are getting this like elf thing in the heel, which is, I like the heel flare. You know what? Nikes are doing it, and New Balance is doing it. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of that. And it offers a little bit of cushion through there, so your Achilles is getting nice and caressed when you're running. Not bad, Hoka, not bad at all. I'm a fan of that addition. The ankle collar does have a little bit of padding as well. Not so much, you're not getting like Ride 13 or Triumph 17 levels of memory foam, but still beautiful. The heel is reinforced. You know what? I love the reinforced heels. I really do find that for me personally, it adds to that great lockdown. I didn't have any heel slippage in the Hoka Clifton 7, and I didn't even have to use the runner's knot. Didn't have to use the runner's knot whatsoever, so that's a creme de la creme right there for the lockdown. Now, as I mentioned, the upper is extremely breathable thanks to these little holes and the sandwich mesh. I'm not quite sure how it's a sandwich, but it definitely helps with the breathability. Through the toe box, you're getting a little bit of extra overlays, so I guess that'll help with durability, I guess would be the thought process there. If not, someone let me know in the comment section down below what they're really there for. The eyelet chain, it's pretty unique. I'm gonna have to give a little bit more of a deep dive into that in the full review of this shoe, because I'm still figuring it out. It looks pretty unique to me. Maybe I'm just not well informed on the Hoka lacing systems. Who knows? The tongue, yes, it is gusseted. You know I love a gusseted tongue, and Hoka does it just right in the Clifton 7s. Not so much padding through the tongue, but just enough to feel beautiful. All right, now the upper, I'm loving it so far. We're gonna have to give some more thoughts after that 50-mile mark, but on the first run, 0 complaints, and I went true to size. Moving on to the midsole. Now, this is where Hoka really makes their name. This really thick, juicy booty type of foam right here. It looks very thick, but it's super lightweight, and that is just, it's an amazing combination, I must say. Now, what I was kind of expecting from this foam is not really what I received. However, that's totally fine. So the reason I bought the Clifton 7 is for those easy recovery days. Just a foam that is willing to soak up all the miles when I don't have a low ground contact time, so I'm spending more time on the ground compressing the foam. I wanted something that will be there to really caress me and nurture me as I'm doing these easy paced runs. And that is exactly what this foam does. It's not like the Triumph 17, I'm gonna stop drawing so many comparisons to that, but that's the other easy day shoe I have. So in the Triumph 17, it compresses and then it bounces back very quick. I guess some people would call that responsive. But on the EVA foam here on the Clifton 7, it's compressing, it's not bouncing back as fast, but that's fine. Like I said, this is for easy and recovery days, and it does just that. It really, really helps do those easy runs. For that lower ground contact time that you'll have when you're not going fast, this foam is perfect for that. However, I did pick it up for a little bit and it didn't feel bad at those higher pace speeds, but there's definitely better options. But if you need just one shoe and you want to have a really, really good easy day shoe because you're not running too fast, the Clifton 7 might be for you. Now, full thoughts are gonna come after that 50-mile mark again, but right now, the midsole is doing exactly what I need it to do, and I'm loving it. The rocker style stuff, I don't really notice the rocker if I'm being honest, but maybe I'm just not sensitive to it. In the Endorphin Pro, where it's very obvious that there's a sort of rocker technology, I notice it there, but on the Hokas, I don't notice it that much. Onto the Outsole. The Outsole's pretty standard. There's quite a bit of exposed EVA, but that's fine. After the first run, I'm showing no wear, unlike on the Rincons, which, oh my goodness, I have like 30 miles in those and they look like the dog had to go with it, I must say. It does have a good amount of rubber here in the higher wear areas, so you'll be able to get quite a bit of durability out of this Outsole. Now, this is my first time in the Clifton, so I'm not quite sure what the typical mileage is, but you know what? For this Outsole, I mean, it worked. It worked for me. Gonna have to take it out on rainy days to see exactly how it performs, but right now, no complaints. All right, so how I like to rate on my first impressions is, am I gonna return this shoe? Do I hate it that much? Or can I not wait to get to the next run with these? And for the Clifton 7s, it's not like I'm anticipating and anxiously awaiting that next run, but I'm very much looking forward to doing my easy runs in this shoe. There's no way that I'm returning it. It's staying in my collection, in my rotations for those easy days. All right, guys, that's gonna be all for the first Clifton 7 impressions. I love how it's feeling so far. Very, very excited to use this for my easy days and my recovery days. Who knows, maybe I'll do a speed test in them just for a little bit of fun. But I wanna know, what is your experience with the Clifton lineup? Am I using it how they expect it to be used, or am I using it completely wrong? Who knows, maybe people use this more as a daily trainer, and I can see that, but for me, easy and recovery days is where this is gonna fit in the rotation. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you making it to the end of the video. We will be back tomorrow or the next day with a great video for you folks. Have a fantastic evening. I will see you then.